Premier visited medical error victim Ethiopian boy Mohammed Abdulaziz at St. Paul Hospital. U.S. President says his talk with North Korean leader was honest and direct. Hello and welcome. This is OBN Voice for the People. I'm Anwar Kali with the news. Those are the headlines of the news. Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, directly went to St. Paul Hospital to see an error victim Ethiopian boy Mohammed Abdulaziz upon concluding his 2 days official visit to Egypt. Mohammed Abdulaziz was totally paralyzed at an age of 4 as the result of a botched operation at one of Judah's leading hospitals and forced to spend on beds for the last 13 years now. Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, who helped the victim's family get fair compensation from Saudi government during his visit to Riyadh, has again gone to visit the boy at St. Paul Hospital right after returning from his visit to Egypt. Mother of Mohammed, the boy, Halima Muzammil, praised the premier for helping her son safely return to his home country. She said that she is very happy to see such a leader in her lifetime. OBN's Chala Barka reported. We are also happy to see such a leader who visits a citizen with that quality. Members of Ethiopian diaspora appreciated the effort Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed made in releasing Ethiopian prisoners from Egypt and bringing to their homeland. Former Ethiopian Army member Colonel Abebe Gerasu and founding member of Opidio Yonathan by the Premier, Olma Bainat More.
Raya Badura from Canada and Amin Jundi from been taking place by Prime Minister Dr. It is usual approach in that country, excusing political prisoners. Pardoning for human beings, especially political prisoners, is really something new in that country. They also appreciated the release of Colonel Abebe Gerasu and Yonathan Ipisa. We are proud of the Prime Minister. Personally, I appreciate him for all his actions. He has been reforming the political culture of that country. It is really a wonderful approach. There have been complex and confusing political situations in that country. Prime Minister Dr. Abiy has been challenging and improving this bad situation. Therefore, he should be supported. We diaspora should even support his ideology as long as we are struggling for our people's.
Colonel Abebe Gerasu and Yonathan Dibisa, the founder of Opidio, briefed the media that the situation in the country has changed, and that's why they came back home with the Prime Minister, with vision of uniting the country and reconciliation. Teacher of political science and federalism, Monenu Sundara, says Ethiopian politics is starting to serve the genuine interest of the public. The scholar noted that political decisions the Prime Minister Dr. Abiy is taking are purely focused on ensuring human rights of all citizens and is the base for every change taking place in the nation. Fukat Brahanu takes up Chala Barka's report.
Teacher of political science and federalism, Monunus Hundara has talked with OBN the current issue of the country. He said that politics is basic for the country's change, adding that a politics which doesn't depend on the interest of the people led a country to political crisis.
Siyasni jijjiirama hin qabne, siyasni haala qabatama yeroo sana giddu galeessa hin taasifanne, siyasni fedha uummataa of keessa hin qabaanne.
A politics which doesn't include people's interests results in failure of socio-economic and politics, but a politics which depends on the interest of the people can bring change. He knows that peaceful politics should focus on treating all nations equal and believe in free election, but the previous Ethiopian politics was full of challenges.
Wanti barreeffamee jiru seerarra, heerarra, imaammanni garaagaraa jiran wantoota sabaadhaaf haguuggii ta'an malee.
What is written on the Constitution was for the sake of name. It didn't serve the nations as it has been written for them. It was reflecting the plurality of one group rather than serving all groups or nations equally. Mununus stressed that the current Ethiopian politics has brought three major changes.
Jijjiirama ilaalcharraa itti aanee dhufuu kan qabu jijjiirama kallattiiti. Inni kunis maali?
First, there is a change of attitude. Next, there is also change of giving focus for the people. And the third one is change of leaders. He underscored that the measures that have been taken by Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed is encouraging and basic for the country's change, adding that every citizen should support him.
Kabajama mirga namummaaf dimokiraasii irra ka'uun Dr. Abiy waan fudhatamuu qabu faama sirriidha.
Dr. Abiy's efforts and starting with respecting democratic and human rights is what is encouraging and acceptable. This is as per the country's constitution. When we see the federal and regional constitution, their main focus is about human and democratic rights. So our premier is following the right way. He emphasized that the country is now in the transition period of economic and political changes and there should be participatory system and hearing each other in order to ensure it.
Monish Sundara is a scholar who studied in his first degree political science and second degree on federalism and published many articles on famous journals in the world. And he's also a novelist that has got one Afan Oromo fiction. Ethiopian Airlines Chief Executive Officer Tawalde Gebremariem said the airline is working to double its pilot graduates. Oluma Baina takes up Anna's file.
In an exclusive interview with Ethiopian news agency, Group Chief Executive Officer Tawalde Gebremariem said following research in two cities, Awasa selected the new pilots training academies. Ethiopian Airlines currently graduates 200 pilots per annum, he said, and added that upon fully operation of the two new pilots training academies, the group will reach 400.
6 additional. So there is a shortage of pilots in the world. Prepare ourselves, make sure that our growth is not hampered by shortage of pilots.
Ethiopia is entering a new chapter in the global competition, so we are preparing ourselves as a nation.
We have been buying shares on other African airlines, so we'll continue to buy shares and equity on other African countries or airlines, but we will also allow countries to
the new manufacturing business, the other hotel and is looking to work in partnership according to the group of 210 international destinations across 5 continents.
Ethiopia and Japan are the most known countries for purchasing Dreamliners, and the Ethiopian is the best in Africa, the safest as well, and the spirit of Africa. Now going to be the spirit of the world, connecting many countries. Sila Enat charitable organization has been visited by Standing Committee of Women and Children Affairs with the House of People's Representatives. The organization is supporting millions of orphanages nationwide. Fukad Burhanu has more from Anna's file.
Standing Committee of Women People's Representatives, in collaboration with high officials of Ministry of Women and Children Affairs, have visited Sila Enat Charitable Organization. State Minister of Ministry of Women and Children Affairs, Alametu Umod, on the occasion said that the organization has been raising around 5.5 million orphan children through teaching their culture and values. that the number of urban children are increasing from day to day, adding that every part of the community should play their level best in order to minimize the problem. Representative of the Standing Committee with the House of People's Representatives, Seteng Adisu, for his part, notes that Selenat Charitable Organization has been doing exemplary work and to participate on the same work. Manager of Selenat Charitable Organization, Yared Abdu, suggested that his organization has been serving the urban children with food, health, clothes, and other services. He said the organization is more than 1,000 students. Among the students, 90 have graduated and they are helping their family. African Children's Day will be celebrated on the coming June 17.
Welcome back. And now to the news from Donald Trump of the United States. And leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, finally met at Singapore. U.S. President Donald Trump says his talks with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un that ended in a joint agreement were honest, direct, and productive. Mr. Trump said he would halt war games, while Mr. Kim had promised to destroy a missile testing site. Their agreement also included a commitment from Mr. Kim to rid the Korean Peninsula from nuclear weapon or denuclearization. It is the first time the pair shook hands, held talks together, and ate lunch accompanied by advisors. The agreement said the two countries would cooperate towards new relations, while the U.S. would provide security guarantees to North Korea. The BBC reported. Some months ago, Mr. Trump called North Korean leader Kim Jong-un a little rocket man. And in return, Kim Jong-un called Trump dotard, mentally deranged. Today they met and discussed. I don't know what Trump would tweet in the night. Thank you for watching. Have a good time. Bye-bye.